What's going on, everybody? Dante here with a review of Halo 5 Guardians. Now I'm well invested with the Halo story franchise, so this review is pretty much all about the campaign. Big fan of the campaign. Because the Halo story franchise is just great in my opinion. This time around, the story is all about Spartan Locke. Now, you still play as Master Chief during the game, but the main character is Spartan Locke, which is a good thing from time to time. Sometimes you need a little change up in the system, in the series, and things like that, so you want to change it up a little bit. But you only play with Master Chief during 3 missions, which is kind of disappointing for some people who are big fans of Master Chief. But this time around, like I said, it's all about Spartan Locke and his squad. It's kind of a mixture of Gears of War meets Devil May Cry. And what I mean by that, this time around, Halo 5 is more about squad-based tactics, which is fine because, you know, sometimes, like I said, you need to change things up a little bit. Now, when you're down, you can get one of your teammates to come get you up. Now, one of the annoying things, in my opinion, about Dev is that when you go down, you have to press the X button for an assist. If I'm down, come get me. I shouldn't have to press a button for no assist. But that's to be expected when you have AI partners when it comes to co-op. But when you have a human play, you really won't have this problem if they can get to you on time. There's a couple of new additions to the game mechanics when it comes to Halo 5. Number one, there's this shoulder thrust now. So if you're running towards an enemy and you hit the right bumper, you go into the shoulder thrust and you just straight kill an enemy right from there. And it's really effective if like the smaller enemies. Now, I wouldn't be running towards a hunter doing that same move because they'll really get you hurt. The second new addition to the gameplay mechanics is this Spartan charge. So basically what it is, you jump up in the air and you hold the right bumper. It'll charge up for about 2-3 seconds and then you'll come down and thrust to the ground and you stun your enemies. Sometimes you kill the smaller enemies, but the bigger ones, it'll stun them and it allows you to shoot them at their weak points. Halo 5 Guardians is one of the best looking Halo games in the series. Of course, it's on the latest gen hardware, so you expect it to be. And when you look at this game, you can see how well detailed this game actually is. And it's just amazing how well detailed the landscapes is when it comes to some of the stages. One of the main things I noticed is how each piece of grass and leaves, you can see it within the game. Which is amazing that you can get that much detail within the game and how the engineers can even do something like that when it comes to graphics and all that kind of designs and mechanics when it comes to a game like this. One of the things that blew me away about Halo 5 Guardians is the opening cinematic scene. Now, if you've seen that commercial where you see them jump from the ship and dodge and weave and move all that stuff and come down, shoot and blast and this hunter and this jackal and things like that, that's the opening cinematic scene of the game. And that's, you jump right into some action right after that. And I was just like shocked that was the opening scene. I just thought that was like a promotional art for the game, but no, that's the opening cinematic scene of the game, and it blew me away. And if you got surround sound, oh my goodness, it's some of the best sound you ever heard in a video game. Now, when it comes to the overall story of Halo 5 Guardians, I feel like you have more of a personal connection with Spartan Locke because he takes his helmet off during the course of the game. So you kind of interact with him, you get to know who he is and his squad and things like that. But when Master Chief comes on, he doesn't take his helmet off at all, of course, which I always felt like we got to know Master Chief real well over the course of 4 or 5 games. But Spartan Locke, I feel like during his first game, you got to know him pretty well because you got to take his helmet off, you got to know who he was, and what his motives was when it came to pursuing the Master Chief. Now, if you read the comic books that was intertwined with this storyline, you would know that Master Chief's team were his best friends when he was a kid. So if you got to read that comic book, you got to really know who they were as far as his squad, his friends, and the people he grew up with. But during the course of a game, you really couldn't tell until it was one particular part in the game where he actually explains that. It actually was Spartan Locke that explains that part where his squad is his best friends from his childhood. Halo 5's campaign is roughly about 10 to 12 hours, depending on what difficulty you got it on. If you got it on Legendary, you might get some more time out of it because you're going to die a lot, because that's just how Legendary is. But if you got it on an easy setting, you probably can run through it in about 8 hours. When 343 Industries took over the Halo series, I was a little worried because Halo 4 was a pretty good game. It was solid, had its flaws like any other game. But this time around, they actually stepped it up a notch in my opinion because one of the problems I had with Halo 4 was the campaign and the mechanics of the campaign. But this time around, they kind of fixed everything. Every issue I had with the fourth one, they fixed with Part 5, which is great because I'm a big campaign guy. Multiplayer is great if you really have time to be doing it, but I really like a great storyline, character-driven stories, things like that. I just love that when it comes to a video game. Each Halo game has had that moment in the game where you could just remember just for that specific moment when it came to playing one of the Halo games. In Halo 5, I haven't found that signature moment. That moment where you just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this part of the game is just great. All that. Like Halo 2 had its moment, Halo 3 had a moment, Halo 4 even had a slight little moment. But Halo 5 doesn't have that signature moment where you're just wowed by the fact that they put that in the game. If you're a fan of the Halo series, I definitely recommend getting it because you can finish the story, see where it goes, and see what the potential possibilities it is going to be in the next game. Because when it comes to a story and you're well invested into a franchise like this, you always want to see how they're going to up the ante when it comes to the story and what they're going to do next and how they're going to change things up and what's going to push it to that next level. Halo 5 is a great new addition to the Halo franchise series. I think the squad-based tactical aspect of the game, adding squad members, when you're down they can come pick you up and things like that, it's just a great new addition to the series. And also, switching it up between Master Chief and Spartan Locke was also a great addition because you just got to feel the difference in the characteristics and the character-driven part of Spartan Locke and what drives him to pursue Master Chief during the course of the game. And it was just something different that needed to happen within the Halo franchise. Well, this is my review of Halo 5 Guardians. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely recommend getting it if you're a fan of the franchise. If you're definitely invested in the story, definitely go and pick this up. But if you like this video, I hope you hit that like button down below. And also subscribe if you want to stay tuned to the next video as far as my tech reviews and video game reviews. You're in the right place. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to leave you with a little bit of Halo 5 Guardians. See you in the next one.